did some custom cosmetic work to the Louis SIG MPX from M416gellblaster.com. Make sure you check out that site. Anyway, I went a little crazy on this. Sales have slowed down on gel blasters in general, so a lot of the sellers that I work with can't send me as much stuff, which is understandable. And I'm one of those people who always wants to be working on a project, so I really just kept adding more and more to this. So let's talk a little bit about everything that I did here. So first off, no damage to the original blaster at all, right? Everything slides off. There's nothing, no screw glue or anything that touches the original. So it can always be returned to the original handguard and stock if someone wanted to. Okay, and the first thing that I wanted to go ahead and do was, because I don't have any performance parts right now, I don't have any upgraded springs, so I did not open it up and do any performance upgrades at this time. There's just no point since I don't have like an extra M95 spring or something to put in there. So it's really just all cosmetic stuff. And I thought, since we have that little Picatinny rail on the back, I could go with a buffer tube and a stock. Now, there's a lot of free 3D files out there that are basically just a little slip-on Picatinny rail that allows you to put a buffer tube on. And I used that, but I really did not feel like it was robust or strong enough. So then I added to it, and I'll show you that up close in a little bit. Otherwise, added a magwell here. So the nice thing was that I did find a file that was the magwell for this specific blaster, and I didn't have to do any resizing or modifying of it. I just went ahead and added the snakeskin. So since I'm using that Python stock, that's actually from EMERBUtoys.com, I wanted to incorporate the snakeskin Python look throughout. So that's all I did here was cosmetic stuff. If you watch my channel, you know I like to kind of tie in cosmetic stuff throughout the blaster, right? So I did that, and then a little bit of knurling because you can't really wrap that, or at least I can't, around circles. So now I had this grip before from another blaster, and it's hollow, the bottom comes off. I wanted to relocate the battery into there, right? So taking the whole handguard off to get to the battery, I just didn't want to deal with that, especially once I printed a new handguard. So now we got the battery down here, and this just pops off. Again, got lucky. There is a free 3D file of this handguard that fits. Now, it fits super tight. You're going to have to do some sanding. Even after I did sanding, of course, once I painted, it still fits super tight. All right. If you remember, this has a very short threaded barrel, right? And again, since I wasn't opening it up, I did not want to mess with extending the inner barrel because of the cylinder. And then you have to basically redo everything to make sure that you get the right ratio. So instead, I just basically built a big outer barrel that also has supports that comes out to here. So you got this nice big thick outer barrel. And that way, of course, there's plenty of clearance. They're not going to have any sort of barrel drag. So with that, that meant that I had to make different types of attachments that could fit around this big outer barrel. So that's what we got going right here. There's just a little grub screw on the bottom to hold it on tight. Made a couple different versions, so this could also go on here. And then this was another one. So just went ahead and did a couple different things, trying to use up parts and pieces that I have around. So you can see here I reused a piece that I had and just made a nice tip for it. Up top, canted, sights over here. And again, that kind of snakeskin look. And then I decided to go ahead and print these long side panels and just connect it all, because it's not all one piece. It's actually three pieces. You got the riser back here with the canted sight on the side, and then a middle piece that's just flat, and then the front piece. So that's what I did there. This was just a little laser that I decided to add a switch to. So I used a JST2 plug just because that works out nice. So that's what's plugged in there. And then over on this side, when I show it to you, you're going to see there's a little pressure switch and an on-off switch. So I thought that's just kind of a fun, cool thing to play around with. Also went ahead and made a little flashlight that could be used. Now this flashlight just uses a battery, like a 7.4 volt thin battery from another gel blaster. So you can just take this off and pull that out and recharge it. So it's just got some LEDs in there. Not super bright, but again, it's just kind of fun. And I reused a fake Surefire flashlight and then modified it to make it to work with this. All right, put a little speed grip on the bottom of the mag. That was just something I resized. I was able to fit nicely. So let's take a look at the back here. Basically, like I said, it's got that simple connection underneath, and then I built this out just to make it more robust. Fits on there a lot nice and tighter, and it even has a piece that secures on the bottom. It just made it a lot stronger, and that's really what I was going for. Okay, over on this side, again, you can see your canted sights, right? And then here is the little pressure switch I made for the laser. So we got a little pressure switch for the laser here. Okay, and then on the front is just a full on-off switch. So you can go ahead and just leave it on, or you can use the pressure switch. And that pressure switch is actually a little trigger switch from a Gen 8 M4A1. So that's what I did there. Overall, I think it looks really cool. Obviously, it's pretty done up. Lots of the snake skin design going on, but that's okay. That's kind of what I was going for. And like I said, it can easily be returned to stock if that is something that someone wants to do ever in the future. If I do get some new M95 springs soon, or M100, whatever, I'll go ahead and I will probably upgrade the spring on this. But until I have a reason to open it up, I just hate opening these up, especially when they have ambidextrous selectors. They can just be a pain to get back in place. And so I'm going to go ahead and wait until I have something to do with it. Let me know what you guys think. SIG, MPX, custom Python, extended handguard version. Comments, questions, post them below. Of course, check out m416gellblaster.com. They ship from China, so be patient, but they've got a really cool selection, a lot of blasters. Like, subscribe, share my channel with your friends, and remember to participate in those contests on my YouTube channel when they're live. Thanks.